I did a thing yesterday. I watched Dune Part 2, and I have to say, I absolutely loved it. Okay, so Dune Part 2 is the continuation of the Dune franchise started by Denis Villeneuve, and I don't think I said that right, but that's how I said it. So anyway, this movie is continuing from the 2021 movie that starred Timothée Chalamet, and it had Zendaya, Rebecca Ferguson, Javier Bardem. It's a really stacked cast, and in this one, the cast is even bigger. There is even more to see. This movie, in all fairness, is basically the Empire Strikes Back of this franchise. So much happens in this movie. There's so much going on. It is just an elevation in every sense of the word. And I thought the first one was great. I loved the first one. I'm just such a big fan of this director. This one elevated it even more. Let's dig into what makes this movie so damn awesome. For starters, Denis Villeneuve is a fantastic director. In my mind, he is up there with Christopher Nolan in terms of just being an amazing visionary. This guy he understands sci-fi. He understands methodical filmmaking. He takes things serious. He is so much like Nolan in his authenticity. Blade Runner 2049 was amazing. This guy just delivered one of the best sequels to a sci-fi movie ever made. That movie, unfortunately, followed the same path as the original one in terms of not being well received, not making a lot of money. Very well received. It got very good reviews, but this guy, Dune was fantastic. He is just a great director. He has a vision that is just incomparable. He loves great cinematography. I have high respect for this director, and I'm so excited that he said that he's interested in making a part 3, because I will say this movie does have kind of an open ending. You don't really get all the closure you're looking for. So in that sense, it definitely feels like you're watching Lord of the Rings or Star Wars. You can tell that there's more to happen. And actually, speaking of Lord of the Rings, I just wanted to say, I was recently thinking about how it just seems like nobody's as excited to go to the movies. I wanted to go back to the way it felt in 2000 and 2002, 2003, when Lord of the Rings came to theaters, and just everybody was just so excited to get to the theater. I need to see what happens next. And I feel like that feeling, we haven't had that in a while. But this movie, I feel like, is bringing that feeling in a big way. People are super excited to see this sequel, and for good reason. So Timothée Chalamet is proving yet again that he is more than capable of handling his blockbuster status that he has achieved. Silence! He is doing very well for Warner Brothers. He is just rocking it for them. He did very well. He made them a lot of money with Wonka. Dune did a very good job the first part, and this movie is doing great. This guy, I believe he is going to be like our next Leonardo DiCaprio. He's going to be that big a deal. He's going to be leading franchises. He is just a fantastic actor. He really brings so much depth and controversy and just emotions. There's a lot going on in this movie with Paul's character. Paul has a very dynamic arc going on. He is perceived by many to be a messiah, basically. He is, a deity. They consider him to be a deity. And the way that Timothy brings his character to life is just phenomenal. He just does such a great job. Zendaya had a pretty small role in the first movie, but I'm happy to say her role is greatly expanded in this movie, and you get to see a very interesting dynamic between her and Paul. You understand, you can see right away that they have this connection. They definitely feel something for each other. But she has some reservations about the prophecy. She's just not into it. She doesn't believe that somebody should be, put to this status. She thinks that the prophecy is the people's way of just being subjugated, waiting for this being to come into their world. She's not into that idea. And I thought Zendaya did a fantastic job just bringing out this depth to this woman. She is just phenomenal in this movie. She is great. She's awesome. Another thing that I found was actually surprising but very well done was there was some humor in this movie, especially with Javier Bardem's character. He was so into the idea that Paul is this figure that he's expecting to come back. And all his scenes where he's like, He did that just like the prophecy. Oh, he's wearing khakis just like the prophecy. It was just, there was some funny parts. It's not like over the top funny, but the humor was well received, and I just thought it was great. Javier Bardem was awesome in this movie as well. Just so many good performances. It's really hard to tackle all of them because so many people did a fantastic job. Austin Butler. Austin Butler plays a guy named Fade Ratha. I probably said that wrong as well, but he is menacing, and this is nothing like Elvis. He is, bald. He got no hair on his face whatsoever. He actually got rid of his Elvis accent for the most part. He sounds very different. He sounds a lot like Stellan Skarsgård's character, the Baron. He has his mannerisms, his style of speaking, and he is unhinged. He is crazy. It's just such a departure from Elvis. You're playing the goody two-shoe rock star that everyone just loves. And in this movie, he is playing an unhinged person. I actually think, based on this performance, he would have made a good Carnage because he knows how to do this menacing role. I mean, he really convinced me. He is great. We have Hans Zimmer returning to score the movie. As always, this guy is a phenomenal composer. He just knows how to make booming soundtracks. He is giving us the sound that is supposed to come with this world and this story and these characters. And it is beautiful. I can't wait to start listening to it on Spotify. It's just, Hans Zimmer is great. And he said that he already has started working on this score for the third movie. This is music to my ears. Literally music to my ears because it's music. Get it? It's music. And I can't wait to see more. I'm just so excited. The cinematography in this movie is also just perfect. Arrakis has never looked so good. It's haunting. And just the score, the Atmos track was just immersive. You feel like the war, the explosions, all the battles. You feel all of this in your gut, in your soul. It just penetrates through you. This is a filmmaking experience, just a cinema experience like I feel we have been missing since, I guess, the first Dune. This is just so well done. I'm just so happy, so proud of everybody involved in this movie. I cannot wait for the part 3. So my final thoughts, like I said, I have been heaping praise on this movie the entire time. The cast is phenomenal. Denis Villeneuve is proving to be just a fantastic director. He is someone that we should all be keeping our eye on because he understands sci-fi. He understands storytelling. This guy is saving cinema. Him and Nolan, I swear, these two are, they need to team up. They should team up. That would be great. I think that would be a recipe for probably the greatest movie ever made. Let's get that happening. Warner Brothers, I know that Nolan doesn't like you very much, but let's see if we can patch things up. That would be an amazing collaboration. But yeah, this movie is so well made. I thought it was so great. I love Timothée Chalamet in this movie. I love Zendaya. I love just so much about this. I can't wait to watch this again. I'm probably not going to see this again in theaters. I used to go to see movies in theaters multiple times. Now I'm better. I'm better with my patience, and I wait for it to come to physical media. I'm going to be buying this on 4K Blu-ray, and I'm going to be watching this with the volume cranked. I'm already planning on it. It's going to be phenomenal. Popcorn, maybe a little bit of the joint. It's going to be just a great time. And so for me, I think this movie is a perfect 10. I have no complaints. I can't dock it. I wish that I could find something to complain about just because 10s are a big deal. I've said this before. 10s are a big deal, but this movie gets a 10. I will say it is 3 hours long, or nearly 3 hours long, and it's long, but to me, it flew by. I didn't think it felt long. I could have sat for another couple hours. It was just so well made. So that's my thoughts on the movie. Did you guys see this movie yet? What did you think of it? Put your thoughts in the comments. Let me know. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more things and hear more of my opinions, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. I'm still trying to grow this channel. I'm planning on this being my future income, my future job. I want this to be what I do. I want to keep talking stories and keep talking reviews of you guys. If you guys subscribe, that helps make that way more possible. So please subscribe to this channel. And that is all I have to say. Later.